You guys have waited long enough. We have been teasing and hinting at things happening all season long, but today we finally tell you what we've done to that 240. Hard to believe season 9's done, huh?
I know, right?
And the thing that we've been working on behind the scenes the entire time and dropped mad hints. Let's be real. We dropped mad hints during the season review.
Oh yeah.
Like snippets and clips that never even made it into the official show. And here we are. I'm going to start it for the first time on camera, officially. Before we get started with the 240, Ian's 240, Masamune as I call it, the Subaru lives at Ian's house. I know a lot of you have asked, what happened to the car? Where is it? Where are you at with it? Don't worry. Season 10, we're going to do everything we can to get this car live. We're going to spend a lot of time working on this thing, getting it tuned, getting it set up. I'm excited to get into the car and drive it because I really wanted to see what it's like to own my own EJ, so that way we can really feel what it's like to actually have something that's really quite unique for our area. There's not a lot of boosted Foresters around here, so it's gonna be cool to see what people think of this thing when it's all said and done. Oh yes, doors are still nice and crispy. It is pretty much exactly how we left it ever since it got taken to our friend's place out in West Virginia and then rerouted back here to Ian's house. But now, enough about this Forester. Let's talk about the car that we're all actually here for. That's this 240. This is a Toyota 3SGE Beams motor. Most likely this engine came out of a Toyota Altezza, or IS300 as we would know it here in America. This particular model has dual VVTi, ranging all the way up to 9,000 RPM, and is capable of having a great old time, but unfortunately not with a lot of torque. This particular motor will almost double Ian's current output from his old KA24DE, and has a lovely, lovely rasp on the high end.
So I'm adding in the still 3-inch pipe because these MAV sensors are really sensitive when it comes to velocity. If it doesn't read the correct air velocity, it's not going to register correctly in the ECU, and then it's going to range and not want to rev correctly. And because of the throttle bodies are all electronically operated up until that point, and then you get mechanical, it won't actually accelerate or do anything fun. Summarize what we did. We put a new radiator in. We threw some nice lovely K-Sport coilovers. I put in adjustable lower control arms because I got tired of cutting my tie rods to fit. So I got S14 tie rods with roll center correction outers. And to top it all off, we have a nice HKS high power exhaust sitting underneath. I've actually been wanting to put this in my car for a while. So this is the third time. You can finally take this joker out and replace it with, oh, shiny. No, I know.
And it's got a proper readout gauge. Yeah. Look at that.
I still even left that on there.
Wow,
the plastic.
Course. Yeah. And it's got one really nice cap too. They usually come with like cheapo caps. That is actually a pressurized cap. Very, very nice. One thing I will mention that he did also forget to say, it's got this lovely little fuel pressure gauge. We're using it as a regulator. That way the pressure's high enough so this puppy can actually idle correctly. That took a little bit of finagling and tinkering to get it to sit straight.
So funny story, we thought we had an issue with this because it kept ranging, it kept bouncing all over the place. Turns out the alternator plug wasn't plugged in all the way. That's why it kept having the initial idle issues. And I was like, what's going on?
What's going on here?
But nope, it works out. It's lovely. It runs great now. So
after so much work and so much trial and error, the payoff is finally here. Today, we finally get to hear Ian's 240. Make sure it's not in gear.
Let it do this for a couple of minutes, and then you shut it off, let it sit, and turn it back on, and it'll fire right up and sound like a normal car.
Ah, something to look forward to. After a quick turn off, turn on, man, that sounds like $1 million, dude. I did a nice job. That sounds great. It sounds healthy. And the fuel pressure, we just saw it a second ago.
Oh yeah, no, it's sitting good.
So, that's one proud papa moment right there.
I'm so happy.
That HKS is quite good. Very good pickup.
I knew it would be a good. It was a good buy for 150 bucks.
Off of a buddy.
Yeah.
Bloody deals are always the best deals.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who haven't been around the channel for very long, what you may not remember is that on the Gold 240 that we have, that's going to be getting an RB swap next season, we put the exact same HKS high power onto that KA. We're going to use it again for the RB swap. He's wanted one ever since then, because like, oh, that sounds really good. Like, without question, we sat there at like 2 in the morning doing runs on the road near his house just to listen to it rev out, and we were all like,
What good decisions.
But you got to admit that the exhaust that I had on it, once I put the high flow cat in,
it did sound a
like
lot
$1 million
better.
bucks on the head.
It sounded a lot better.
It did not sound good on this motor.
No, no. I heard that at my old place. That, yeah, no. No, it was bad. Sounding good. There's that braking dust. Oh, let's try this again without giving me cancer.
I guarantee you're going to get a lot more.
I know.
I use the toilet scrubber in that.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to clean this camera so bad. That is way better. Way better. The HKS has a very distinct sound, and given that's a VVT 2 liter, it's gonna have a different sound as well. It's not a turbo 2 liter, but whew, that's nice. My friend, that was good work. What a way to end season 9. We were like debating, like, how are we gonna bring the 240 back? Because we hinted at us doing the RB swap. This was totally worth it more. Because we've been wanting to see this thing alive for a while. We put a ton of work in this season on it, whereas like the gold one unfortunately had to sit due to a number of issues. This proud papa moments right here, for sure. You want to hear this for yourself?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna help you rip this. That sounds nice.
Just take it up to 65?
No.
Take it up to 65, man. I want to hear it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm about it.
That was actually 7.
That was 7?
That was 7.
Yo. I was... This exhaust did a lot.
This is a genuine reaction right now. I told you it sounds so much better. It settles in.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It doesn't have a ton of... It has
doesn't rev hang like a Civic. I want to know now. Bunch of people talk about K20s versus this. Does not rev hang at all like a Civic.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still something. I hate to say it, I don't like the rasp a whole lot, but
I mean,
this,
a VVT 2 liter, it's gonna do
this.
that.
This toned it down enough where I'm like, you know what?
It's a good sounding exhaust. It sounds great. We're very happy that it's finally alive and we can.
It runs.
It runs. It really does. It sounds good. And we can take it to 9, just not today.
Yeah, you're right.
He's still worried about his KA life.
Listen, I'm like that with all my cars. I like my stuff to run cold. Everyone else worries about, oh, I want turbo, I want boost, I want horsepower. It's like, no, I want my stuff to run cold, and then I'll worry about everything else.
He lies through his teeth. Unbelievable where he does that. He's like, I want to boost this thing to the moon. And that is going to end season 9. I hope you guys really enjoyed our season. I know we didn't have this in the recap, but that's also because we literally just shot this after the recap. So if you're curious about what we did last season, check out the video sitting on top of Ian's stomach. This is a great place to go, great place to see. And if you like what you saw, please stick around, subscribe, and check out that video to see what other kinds of shenanigans you can look forward to.